Hey guys, this is AngrehToast, and we are continuing our playthrough of Darksiders. Where we left off, just came to Samael's prison after the demon merchant Volgrim told us to come here.
Do you know what's imprisoned here? There are things even you should fear, horseman. Once you were strong, but now you are weak and you are alone. The Destroyer knows of your coming. Even now, he moves his legions against you.
Then I'll make this quick.
So as we fight one of the lesser generals, something that's interesting. So Samael was imprisoned in hell originally because he opposed the will of the Destroyer. He opposed the Destroyer's rule. And so it is rather interesting that they moved his prison from hell to Earth, because of course Earth was under human control until the apocalypse. I guess maybe they did it because maybe there's no demons left in hell, and maybe they need to keep an eye on him, and so they just made a prison here. Who knows? All we know is he's the enemy of our enemy, the Destroyer, and that makes him our friend, and hopefully it makes us his friend. We will see. Let's take care of this general first, though, and all his minions that he keeps hiding behind. You would think that a prison in hell would be a little more secure than having a single general watching him on Earth. But again, a single general might be able to fight off a legion of angels. We are playing as War, and War is a formidable opponent, so... Oh, and we chop off both of his arms, and then proceed to decapitate him with his own axe. Alright, so... Looks like we have a puzzle here of sorts, involving blood-spewing gargoyles. Yes, Watcher. I know. So we just gotta move this back.
Just one hideous blood-puking gargoyle. The plumbing must be stopped
forward instead. You gotta wonder where they're getting the blood from. Maybe that's all human blood. That's probably the most likely. When the apocalypse happened, they just had blood collectors go around, and we need this blood to power our blood fountains. We'll find the third one here. Whatever is below there, which I'm guessing is Samael, doesn't seem to appreciate getting blood poured on him, which I don't think I can really blame him. I don't know, maybe other demons are into that sort of
thing. War. Are you here to play execution? They should have sent all four of you.
I have no interest in killing you, Samael.
The Destroyer. He's beyond your reach. Beyond mine.
Has prison made you a coward?
Perhaps there is a way, but you will need to get inside the Destroyer's spire. The tower is guarded by four of his chosen. Bring me their hearts, and ask me no questions. My reasons for helping you are my own.
Where can I find these guardians?
First, seek the Twilight Cathedral, where the Bat Queen Tiamat has gone to roost. The whole of her domain is a blistered inferno. By land, you will never reach it. Find the high ground with this, and bring me her still beating heart.
So Samael first assumes that we've come to execute him, which is interesting. As much as I say everything's interesting. I wonder if he knows what happened. How war has fallen out of favor with the Charred Council. Because if he assumes that we've come to execute him, I'm assuming he assumes that we're acting on the Council's orders. But yet he also knows the current state of Earth, which would seem to contradict that. So, or maybe he was just playing with us. Maybe I'm reading far too many things. I tend to do that sometimes. I also like that we are completely dependent on demons at this point. This could all be, I doubt it is, but this could all be a ploy by Volgrim, or by Volgrim and Samael, because it was Volgrim that we first had to talk to, and then he told us to come to Samael. And Samael won't tell us why he wants what he wants. He did say that the still beating hearts was the four of the chosen are guarding the tower. But do we really know that? I mean, he could know the way to the tower right now. Could. Unlikely, but he could. And he could just be playing us for what it's worth. It's amusing that the Charred Council would let war be so dependent on the demons, especially after they were so angered by the fact that war is working for the demons. And now he could very well be working for the demons, and they're just sort of letting him do it. I'm kind of wondering, though, if that's because they assume that he's going to fail. Because in that first bit, it seemed like they wanted to punish him, and it seemed like at least one of the three thought that War had no chance. But wouldn't it be funny if we ended up either getting all these beating hearts and Samael ends up being the big bad guy because if we help him, or even funnier would be, so Volgrim wants all the souls that we can find, and we can assume that's because he just wants to eat them, but we don't know what eating souls does to demons, whether that's helps them grow or whether it's just, they taste good and that's why, or it helps them grow in power. We don't really know that. And so we could be, what if we end up getting, using all these souls as currency to get upgrades and end up turning Volgrim into a beast to be reckoned with? Wouldn't that be something deliciously ironic? Well, it seems like we're getting close to the Bat Queen's realm because there's actually bats around. If I can't get this crow. Yep, there we go, for health. Speaking of Volgrim, here he is. This happens to be everywhere we need him.
On your journey, you may come into possession of certain items that are of particular interest to thee. Artifacts of the Fallen Legion. If you discover any Legion artifacts, bring them to me. I will make it worth your while.
So that's something else interesting too, is the artifacts.
Old Volgrim's got something new for you.
So the souls he wants to eat.
I saw it.
which makes sense. But what does he do with the artifacts? Why does he want them? Does he want to sell them? There doesn't seem to be very many demon merchants unless there's a
You are as wise as you are.
unless there's an underground demon merchant market somewhere that we don't know about, which very well could be.
Samael has returned you in one piece. He must like you.
So Volgrim knew that there was a chance that Samael and we would not see things eye to eye, which I guess is to be assumed, him being a demon. He's a very powerful demon at that. So before I get into combat, I need to make sure and equip that thing I got so that it doesn't go to waste. I thought about getting Scythe, but I've used the Scythe a little bit in another playthrough, and I actually just like the sword better. So I'll get it eventually. So we're faced with new, more stronger warriors as we get closer to one of the Chosen's hideout, which is to be expected. Were they here all along and just waiting for us underground in these human graves? Or are these actually humans that were converted over to the demon side of things? The armor seems to suggest otherwise, but you never really know. It has been 100 years. I hope that heart I get from the back screen is still beating when I take it back to Samael. It'd be kind of depressing if I went to all the trouble to killing her and her heart stopped beating by the time I got back. But apparently it's important enough to him that he specifically requested it, so we will do our best. I know War can do it. I don't know much about the back screen. Even the wiki is actually light on information about her. About the only thing it said was how to beat her, and I'm not interested in that because I like trying to figure out on my own. So, apart from that, we know she's Tiamat. She is also an ancient god of chaos, and for some I forget what civilization. Speak right. But we don't know much about her in this incarnation, other than she's a bat, a big one. And how appropriately that she chose a cathedral as her haunting ground. I'm gonna do a bit more looking around in this area, so I like to at least try and get the stuff that I can readily get. Probably will have to come back for some of it, but that's alright. This way, when we want to buy the side, we have enough souls to do so. Feeding the demon merchant's hunger. Must have been a rather dreary place before the demons took over. A giant graveyard leading up to a cathedral. Grab another artifact. If I was War, I would be a little hesitant to be working with all these demons. I would actually think I would seek out the angels and I don't know. I mean, I guess there isn't really much else he can do other than to go where he's told, especially with the Watcher. I forgot he has the Watcher, and if the Watcher seems to be alright with what we're doing right now, so I guess we should just keep doing what we're doing. but I would at least be a little hesitant. I don't know, maybe I would attempt to contact the siblings. But that might just draw them into the trouble, and I don't know if I'd want to do that either. But I also guess that War thinks he can handle himself. And he seemed very upset and wanted to find out who had done this by himself. He's got that warrior's pride in him. Can't blame him. He seems to be doing alright so far. He gets to take a tour of the human world that he probably hasn't seen in a long time. I don't really know where they are when they're not here. So the demons have hell and the angels have heaven. The humans have earth. And earth seems to be the battleground. But we don't really know where war and death and fury and strife are when they're not here. The beginning seemed to allude that they were sleeping somewhere, or resting, or whatever, whatever you take from that. So maybe they were just in between worlds somewhere. Maybe they have their own world, we just don't know. These are just the kind of things I like to think about when I'm slaughtering multitudes of zombies. And whatever these fire belcher guys are, I don't know their name. They probably have a proper name. Maybe I'll look it up next time. Other denizens of hell. Whatever they are, they're no match for us. What's in this fancy chest? Oh, it's a wrath shard. Increases if we get more than one. Or more than one. If we get 4, it seems. Magic number in these kind of games. Increases our wrath meter by 1. Kind of like Pieces of Heart in Legend of Zelda, if you are familiar with that game. Well, we've gone to another barrier. It's a pretty good stopping point. So, see you guys next time.